I'm Norman, 70 years old, retired tax auditor from Edinburgh. And what I'm about to tell you happened in Chiang Mai 2 years ago. But it still wakes me up in the middle of the night like it just happened. It started with an email. Not from her. From someone I'd never met, a man named Rick from Denmark. The subject line said, "You deserve to know." I hesitated before opening it, but curiosity won. And when I saw her name Apsara in the first line, my stomach dropped. Rick said he'd been seeing her too, for almost a year. Said he only found out about me when he saw a photo. She posted the same photo she once told me was just for us. He attached screenshots. Her calling him baby. Her thanking him for the money. Same words she used on me. My hands trembled. I sat back feeling like the air had been punched out of me. I wasn't angry, not at first, just stunned. Like watching a film of someone else's life until you realize it's your own. I thought I was helping her build a life, supporting her dreams. I thought maybe I had one last shot at love. Turns out I was just number 4. If you're watching this right now, maybe you've been there too. Maybe you're wondering if what you have is real, or if it's just your turn. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and tell me where you're watching from. And to those of you who keep coming back to hear these stories, a super thank you. You remind me I'm not alone in this. This isn't a revenge story, it's a mirror. One I wish I'd looked into sooner. Let me take you back to where it all started. I remember standing in that immigration line at Chiang Mai airport, sweating through my polo shirt like some tourist cliché. 43 years of marriage to Margaret, then cancer took her. 6 months later, I retired. Edinburgh felt like a tomb. My daughter Sarah said, "Dad, just go somewhere warm for a while." So there I was, clutching my visa papers, wondering what the hell a 70-year-old widower does in Thailand. That's when I saw her. She stood 3 people behind me, scrolling through her phone with manicured fingers. Elegant, professional, not the bar girl stereotype I'd been warned about. When our eyes met, she smiled. Not the practice smile you see in tourist areas. Something softer. "First time in Chiang Mai?" she asked after we both cleared immigration. "Is it that obvious?" I laughed, gesturing at my guidebook and fanny pack. "The guidebook gives it away," she said. Her English was crisp, almost British. "I'm Apsara. I work at Bangkok Bank here. Norman, recently retired. Recently everything, I suppose." She tilted her head. "You look sad. But kind sad, not angry sad. That's rare in men your age who come here." I felt something I hadn't felt since Margaret's diagnosis. Seen. "Coffee?" I asked, before I could stop myself. "I know a place." We walked to a cafe near the old city walls. She ordered in Thai, then translated for me. "I told them to make your coffee less sweet. Westerners always get shocked by how much sugar we use. You didn't have to do that." "I wanted to." She studied my face. "You're different from the other men I meet, gentler. Most come here looking for something to buy. You look like you're trying to find something you lost." My throat tightened. "My wife died 8 months ago. I'm sorry." She reached across and touched my hand, just briefly. "Was she your best friend?" The question caught me off guard. Most people asked how long we were married, or said she was in a better place. Yes, she was. "Then you're not looking to replace her. You're looking to remember how it felt to be someone's favorite person." I stared at her. This 30-something woman I'd met an hour ago had just articulated something I couldn't even admit to myself. "How did you know that?" She smiled again, that same soft smile. "Because you're still wearing your wedding ring." We talked for 3 hours. She told me about growing up in Bangkok, studying finance, moving to Chiang Mai for work. I told her about my years as a tax auditor, about Margaret's garden, about feeling invisible since she died. "You know what I think?" she said as the sun started setting. "I think you came to Thailand to learn how to be alive again, not just breathing. Alive." She was right. and I was already half in love with her for saying it. "Can I see you tomorrow?" I asked. "I'd like that," she said. "But Norman, don't expect me to be like the other girls you might meet here. I'm not looking for a sponsor or a ticket anywhere. I have my own life. I like talking to someone who listens like you do." That night, I called Sarah from my hotel room. "Dad, you sound different, lighter. I met someone today." "A woman?" "Her name's Apsara. She's intelligent, beautiful. She makes me feel like myself again." "Dad, just be careful, okay? These women." "She's not these women, Sarah. She's a banker. She has her own career." "Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just worried about you being alone over there." But I wasn't alone anymore. For the first time in months, I fell asleep thinking about tomorrow instead of yesterday. Our second date was dinner at a riverside restaurant. She wore a simple black dress that probably cost more than my hotel room. "You look beautiful," I said as she sat down. "Thank you. You look handsome. I like that you dress up for me." The waiter brought menus, but she waved him off and ordered for both of us in Thai. "What did you tell him?" I asked. "To bring us the fish he'd serve his own father, and to make sure your beer is actually cold, not room temperature like they sometimes give tourists." "You're very thoughtful. I take care of people I like." She reached across and straightened my collar. "Norman, can I ask you something?" "Anything." "Are you looking for a holiday romance? Something to tell your friends back home about?" The question stung. "No. God, no. I don't know what I'm looking for, but it's not that." "Good. Because I need to tell you some things. Rules, I suppose." "Rules?" She looked serious suddenly. "Professional. I can't be seen with you at my bank. Thai people gossip and dating a Farang. It could hurt my career." "I understand. And I don't do social media photos. My family is very traditional. They wouldn't understand me dating someone older." That stung too, but I nodded. "Of course. And when we go out, it's better if we stay in hotels or private places, not the touristy areas where everyone knows everyone." "Apsara, are you embarrassed by me?" Her expression softened immediately. "Oh, Norman, no, never. It's just. Thailand is different. Appearances matter. I don't want people to assume things about us." "About you." "What would they assume?" "That you're like the other foreign men. That this is transactional." "And it's not?" She leaned forward and kissed my cheek. "It's not. But other people won't know that just by looking." Our food arrived, and the conversation turned lighter. She told me about her childhood, about her parents' small farm outside Bangkok. I told her about Margaret's roses, about how she'd spend hours in the garden talking to them like children. "Do you miss her every day?" she asked. "Every moment. But talking to you, it's the first time I've thought about something else." "What do you think about?" "Tomorrow. Next week. Whether you'll let me take you to Krabi, like I saw in your guidebook." She laughed. "You were looking at my guidebook?" "When you went to the bathroom. The page was marked. I've always wanted to see the beaches there, but it's expensive." "Money isn't a problem. I've been saving for 40 years and have no one to spend it on." Her smile faded slightly. "Norman, I can't let you pay for everything." "Why not? It would make me happy." "Because then it becomes something else. Something I don't want it to be." "What if I want to? What if taking care of you is how I show I care?" She was quiet for a long moment. "In Thai culture, when a man takes care of a woman, it means something specific." "What does it mean?" "It means she belongs to him." "Do you want to belong to someone?" Another long pause. "I want to belong to someone who belongs to me too." That night, in my hotel room, I booked flights to Krabi. 2 tickets. I'd never felt so certain about anything in my life. She made me feel young again. Not foolish young, powerful young. Like I had something to offer besides sympathy and retirement stories. When I told her the next morning, she cried. "Happy tears or sad tears?" I asked. "Grateful tears," she said. "You make me feel precious." You are precious. Not to time, man. They want younger, simpler. Then they're idiots. She kissed me then, really kissed me, and I understood what she meant about belonging to each other. I was already hers completely. Krabi was perfect. We stayed at a resort overlooking the water, spent our days on long-tail boats between limestone cliffs. She wore a white bikini that made her look like something from a magazine. I felt proud walking beside her, proud and lucky. "You're staring at me," she said on our second morning there, lying on a beach chair. "Can you blame me? The other women here keep looking at you, wondering what I see in you. What do you see in me?" She turned onto her side to face me. "Safety, kindness. You listen when I talk instead of waiting for your turn to speak. Margaret used to say I was a good listener. She was right. And you don't try to fix everything. Thai men, they always want to fix. You just want to understand. Is that enough? It's everything." We made love that night for the first time. Slowly, carefully. She cried afterward. "Are you okay?" I asked. "I haven't felt safe with someone in so long. You're safe with me, always. Promise me something, Norman. Anything. If this becomes too much for you, if you realize I'm not what you thought, just tell me. Don't disappear. Don't make me wonder what I did wrong. Why would you even think that? Because men leave. They always leave when things get real." I held her closer. "I'm not going anywhere." But 3 weeks later, back in Chiang Mai, everything changed. I was having breakfast at our usual cafe when my phone rang. Apsara, sobbing. "Norman, I need to see you, right now." "What's wrong?" "I can't, not over the phone. Meet me at the Shangri-La room 412. I found her pacing the hotel room, mascara streaked down her cheeks. "Apsara, what happened?" "My uncle, in Bangkok. He's in the hospital, stroke." She collapsed into a chair, shaking. I knelt beside her. "Tell me what you need." "I can't ask you. It's too much." "Ask me what?" "He needs surgery. Private hospital. My family. We don't have that kind of money." "How much?" "Norman, no, I won't do this to you." "How much, Apsara?" 100,000 baht, but I'll find another way. I'll take a loan. Don't be ridiculous. I'll transfer it today." She looked up at me with those tear-filled eyes. "You'd do that? For someone you barely know?" "I do that for someone I love." The words surprised us both. I hadn't planned to say them. "You love me?" "Yes, I love you." She kissed me desperately, like she was drowning, and I was air. "I love you too. I love you so much it scares me." I transferred the money that afternoon. She left for Bangkok on the evening flight. "I'll be back in 3 days," she promised. 4 at most. "Take as long as you need. Family comes first. You're my family now too." But 4 days became a week. Her phone went straight to voicemail, no texts, no emails, nothing. I sat in that cafe every morning staring at my phone, wondering if she was okay, wondering if her uncle was okay, wondering if I'd been played. Then, on day 8, she appeared. "Norman?" She stood beside my table like nothing had happened. "Apsara, Jesus, I was worried sick. Why didn't you call?" She sat down slowly. She looked exhausted, thinner. "I'm sorry. It was horrible. Uncle died. The surgery wasn't enough, and my phone got stolen at the hospital. I'm so sorry. Why didn't you call from another phone? I was ashamed. The money you gave us, it didn't save him. I felt like I'd stolen from you." "Sweetheart, that's not how it works. You didn't steal anything. You tried to help someone you love. That's what the money was for." She started crying again. "You're too good to me. I don't deserve you." "Don't say that. I feel so guilty, taking your money, disappearing. You must think I'm like all the others." "What others?" "The girls who use foreign men." "I'm not like that, Norman. I swear I'm not like that." "I know you're not." "How can you know? How can you still trust me?" "Because I needed to. Because without her, I was just another lonely widower counting days until death, because she made me feel necessary again. Because I love you, I said instead. She moved her chair closer and took my hands. I love you too, more than I've ever loved anyone. You're my angel, Norman. You saved my family's honor. That night, she was different in bed, urgent, almost desperate, like she was trying to prove something. Afterward, she traced patterns on my chest with her finger. What are you thinking about? I asked. How lucky I am. How scared I am of losing you. You won't lose me. Promise? I promise. But something had shifted. Something I couldn't name. She'd been gone 8 days, and it felt like she'd brought someone else back with her. Someone who needed to convince me she was real. 2 weeks later, we were walking through the night bazaar when it happened. Apsara stopped to look at silk scarves while I bought bottled water from a vendor. That's when I heard it. Angel, Angel, wait up. A man's voice. Western accent. Australian, maybe. I turned and saw a heavy-set guy in his 60s hurrying toward us. Toward her. Angel, I've been calling you for days. Why aren't you answering your phone? Apsara's face went white, then red, then something between fury and panic. My name is Apsara. You have me confused with someone else. Come on, don't be like that. It's me, Bill, from Pattaya. Remember, the beach house? I said you have the wrong person. I stepped closer. Is there a problem here? Bill looked at me, then at her, then back at me. Something clicked in his expression. Oh, I see. Sorry, mate. My mistake. He looked directly at Apsara. Have a good evening, Apsara. He walked away, but not before giving her a look I couldn't decipher. Knowing, sad, almost pitying. Who was that? I asked. Nobody. Some drunk tourist. He seemed to know you pretty well. Norman, can we just go? This place is giving me a headache. We walked back to my hotel in silence. She was different, jumpy, kept looking over her shoulder. Apsara, talk to me. Who was that man? I told you, I don't know. Some creep who thinks every Asian woman is the same person. He called you Angel. So, maybe that's what he calls all Asian women. It's gross, but it happens. She was lying. I knew she was lying, but I wanted to believe her more than I wanted to know the truth. The next morning, she seemed back to normal, bright, affectionate. She made me breakfast in my hotel kitchenette. Norman, I've been thinking, she said as she scrambled eggs. About what? About us. About our future. My heart jumped. What about it? Well, you're staying in hotels. I'm staying with my cousin. We're both adults. We love each other. What are you suggesting? She turned to face me, spatula in hand. I found a beautiful apartment. 2 bedrooms, nice kitchen, balcony overlooking the river. We could live together. Really live together. You want to move in with me? I want to wake up next to you every morning. I want to cook for you, take care of you, let you take care of me. The idea thrilled me and terrified me. It's a big step. I know. But I'm ready if you are. Unless, do you not want that? I do want that. I want it very much. The landlord wants first and last month's rent plus deposit, about 60,000 baht total. I have some savings, but I'll handle it. Norman, no. This should be both of us. I want to handle it. Let me do this for us. She kissed me softly. Are you sure? I'm sure. Then yes. Yes. Let's do it. Let's build a life together. We viewed the apartment that afternoon. It was perfect. Modern, clean, with a view of the Ping River. The landlord, a Thai woman named Nok, spoke enough English to handle the paperwork. How long you stay in Thailand? She asked me. I'm not sure. Maybe permanently. She looked at Apsara, said something in Thai. Apsara responded sharply. Nok shrugged. What did she say? I asked as we walked to the bank. She asked if you were my boyfriend or my sponsor. I told her you were my boyfriend. What's the difference? Sponsors pay for everything and expect nothing emotional. Boyfriends share a life. Which am I? She stopped walking and turned to me. You're the man I love. The man I want to build something real with. The man who makes me feel like I deserve happiness. I signed the lease, transferred the money, got the keys. That night, in our apartment, she cooked dinner while I unpacked my few belongings. It felt domestic, normal, like something Margaret and I might have done 40 years ago. This feels right, I said, watching her move around our kitchen. It feels like home, she agreed. I haven't had a home since Margaret died. You have one now. But that night, lying in our bed, I couldn't stop thinking about the man at the bazaar. The way he'd looked at her, the way she'd reacted. Apsara? Are you happy? Really happy? Happier than I've ever been. Why? Just checking. Norman? Yes? I need you to trust me. Really trust me. Can you do that? Yes. Even if things seem confusing sometimes? What do you mean? Nothing. I need to know you trust me. I trust you. But I was already starting not to. Living together should have made everything clearer. Instead, it made everything more confusing. Apsara left for work every morning at 8, dressed in sharp business suits. But she never wanted me to drive her to the bank. It's better if we keep work and personal separate, she'd say. You understand. I understood. But I was curious. One Tuesday, I decided to surprise her with lunch. I'd been feeling restless, spending my days reading and exploring while she worked. I wanted to see her in her professional environment, meet her colleagues, feel more connected to her daily life. Bangkok Bank on Chanklan Road was easy to find. I walked to the information desk. I'm here to see Apsara Jintana, I told the receptionist in my basic Thai. She looked confused, said something I didn't understand, then switched to English. Sorry, sir. No one by that name works here. She's in commercial lending, maybe under a different name? The woman typed on her computer, frowning. No Apsara in any department. Are you sure you have the right branch? My chest tightened. This is the main Chiang Mai branch, right? Yes, sir. Perhaps try the branch near the airport? I tried the airport branch, then the branch near the university. Same response everywhere. I walked home in a daze. Apsara was supposed to work at Bangkok Bank. She'd told me that the day we met, she wore business clothes every day. She knew banking terminology. Where did she go for 8 hours every day? She came home at 6, like always. Tired, like always. How was your day? I asked, studying her face. Busy. Loan applications, the usual. She kicked off her heels. How was yours? I went for a walk downtown, stopped by your bank. Her entire body went rigid. Why? To surprise you with lunch. But they said no one named Apsara works there. Long pause. Too long. Which branch? All of them. Another pause. She walked to the kitchen, poured herself water. I use my Thai name at work. Siraporn. It's easier for the older managers. Why didn't you tell me that? Because I like being Apsara with you. Siraporn is who I have to be. Apsara is who I want to be. It made sense, sort of, but something in her voice was off. Can I take you to lunch tomorrow? At the Chanklan branch? Norman, please. I told you. Work and personal need to stay separate. I just want to be part of your life. You are part of my life. The most important part. She kissed my forehead, but her hands were shaking. The next afternoon, there was a knock at our door. I opened it to find the man from the bazaar. Bill? G'day. You're Norman, right? How do you know where I live? Can I come in? We need to talk. Apsara isn't here. Good. That's why I came now. Against my better judgment, I let him in. Mate, you seem like a decent bloke. That's why I'm here. What do you want? He pulled out his phone. I want to show you something. The screen showed text messages. Recent ones. Miss you, Angel. When can I see you again? Tuesday night? Same hotel? Can't wait to hold you. These are from last week, he said, while you two were playing house. My vision blurred. That's not her. She doesn't have your number. She has 3 phones, mate. 3 that I know of. You're lying. I wish I was. He swiped to photos. Screenshots of line messages. Look at the profile picture. It was her. Definitely her. Wearing the white bikini from Krabi? This is the woman you know, right? Goes by Apsara, works at a bank? I couldn't speak. She doesn't work at any bank, Norman. She works men like us. Has for years. Get out. I know this is hard to hear. Get out of my apartment. It's not your apartment, mate. Check the lease. Bet it's in her name only. He left his business card on the table. When you're ready to know the truth, call me. I've got 3 other blokes who'd like to meet you. After he left, I sat on our couch for hours, staring at his business card. When Apsara came home, I was still sitting there. Norman? You look terrible. What's wrong? That man came here today. Bill. Her face went ashen. What did he want? He showed me text messages, pictures. He says you've been seeing him. Norman, no. God, no. He's obsessed with me. He won't leave me alone. The messages were from last week. He's crazy. He makes them up, photoshops them. I can show you my phone. She grabbed her phone from her purse, the one I'd seen her use. It was clean. No messages from anyone named Bill. See? Nothing. He says you have other phones. Of course he does. Men like him, when they're rejected, they make up elaborate fantasies. She sat beside me, took my hands. Norman, look at me. Do you really think I could pretend to love you? Every morning when I wake up next to you, every night when we make love? You think that's all acting? I don't know what to think. Think about what you know. Think about how I am with you. Think about what we have. What we had felt real. Her tears felt real. Her body against mine felt real. I need to understand. If he's lying, why is he doing this? Because some men can't handle rejection. Because he thinks if he can destroy what we have, maybe I'll go back to him. Were you with him? Before us? Long pause. Briefly, when I first moved to Chiang Mai, before I knew what kind of man he was. What kind of man is he? The kind who thinks money buys ownership. The kind who thinks Thai women are products. And I'm not like that? You're nothing like that. You love me for who I am, not what I can do for you. I wanted to believe her, needed to believe her. Promise me there's no one else. Promise me this is real. I promise. Norman, I swear on my uncle's grave there's no one else. You're the only man I want. I believed her, or convinced myself I did. That night, we made love like it was our first time. Desperate, clinging, like we were both trying to prove something. But I kept Bill's business card. 3 weeks of normal. 3 weeks of her leaving for work, coming home tired, cooking dinner, cuddling on the couch. 3 weeks of trying to forget what Bill had shown me. Then I met James. He was American, maybe 55, sitting alone at my usual cafe reading the Bangkok Post. You're Norman, right? The Scotsman with the young girlfriend? Do I know you? James, I live in the building next to yours. Saw you moving in with the pretty Thai girl. Apsara. Right. She's lovely. You're a lucky man. Thank you. Mind if I join you? Gets lonely, being a retiree in a foreign country. We started talking. James had been in Thailand for 5 years, spoke decent Thai, knew the cultural ins and outs I was still learning. Can I ask you something? I said after we'd been chatting for an hour. Shoot. Do you think it's possible for someone like me to have something real with someone like her? You mean age difference? Money difference? All of it. James was quiet for a moment. Norman, can I be honest with you? Please. Most of the time, no, but every situation is different. What makes you ask? I told him about Bill, about the messages, about my doubts. Have you tried looking her up online? What do you mean? Social media. Facebook, Line, Instagram. Thai people are very active online. She doesn't like social media, says it's too public. James raised an eyebrow. Thai women her age live on social media. It's like oxygen to them. Maybe she's different. Maybe. Or maybe she's hiding something. That evening, I asked Apsara directly, "Can I see your Facebook?" She was chopping vegetables for dinner. The knife stopped moving. "Why?" "I'm curious about your life, your friends, your world outside of us." "Norman, I told you, I don't really use social media." "But you have accounts, right?" "Of course, everyone does. But they're private, personal." "I'm personal." She put down the knife and turned to face me. "What's this really about? I want to feel more connected to your life. I feel like I only know the version of you that exists with me." "That's because the version of me that exists with you is the real me." "What about the other versions?" "What other versions?" "Work Apsara, friend Apsara, family Apsara. Those are just roles I play. With you, I'm myself." "Then let me see all of it. Let me meet your friends, your coworkers." Her face changed. Harder, more distant. "Norman, some boundaries are healthy. I don't need to share every piece of my life with you to prove I love you. I'm not asking you to prove you love me. I'm asking you to let me in." "You are in. You're more in than anyone has ever been." But she didn't show me her phone, and I couldn't shake the feeling that she was protecting something. The next day, I met James again at the cafe. "Any luck with the social media thing?" he asked. "She says she's private about that stuff." "Norman, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I've been thinking about our conversation yesterday." "What about it?" "I have a Thai friend who works in immigration. She might be able to help us find information about your girlfriend. Publicly available stuff, just to put your mind at ease." "I can't spy on her." "It's not spying, it's verification. Look, mate, I've seen this story before. Foreign man, young Thai woman, lots of secrecy, financial requests. Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's business. And how do you tell the difference? By looking at the evidence." That afternoon, James called me. "Norman, you need to sit down." "What did you find?" "Can you meet me? This isn't phone conversation material." We met at a restaurant across town, somewhere Apsara would never go. James had a folder with him. "My friend found some things, public records mostly, immigration data." "What kind of things?" "Norman, in the past 3 years, your girlfriend has sponsored visitor visas for 4 different Western men." My blood turned cold. "Sponsored?" "Financial sponsorship. She's listed as the Thai contact responsible for their expenses during their stay." "That doesn't mean anything. Maybe she works for a travel company." "She doesn't work for a travel company, Norman. She doesn't work anywhere that has official employment records." He opened the folder. "Here are the names. Bill Morrison, Australian. Robert Chen, Canadian. David Walsh, American. And now you." "Those are just names." "There's more. Social media profiles, photos." He pulled out printed screenshots. 4 different Facebook pages, 4 different men, all roughly my age, all with the same woman, the same poses, the same locations. The white bikini from Krabi, the riverside restaurant where she first told me she loved me, our apartment balcony. "This can't be right." "I'm sorry, Norman. I really am. These could be fake, photoshopped." "They could be, but look at the dates. The photos span 3 years. Bill's photos ended 6 months ago, right when Robert's began. Robert's ended 3 months ago, right when David's began. David's ended 2 months ago, right when mine began." "She's not a banker," James said quietly. "She's a professional girlfriend." I stared at the photos. In every single one, she looked exactly the way she looked with me. Happy, in love, real. I need to confront her. "Are you sure? Sometimes ignorance is easier." "I need to know." That evening, I waited for her to come home. When she walked through the door, smiling and tired from her fake job, I was sitting at the kitchen table with the photos spread out in front of me. What are those? She asked. I think you know. She looked at the photos. Her face didn't change at all. Norman, are there others besides these four? Long pause. Yes. How many? I don't count. Am I just business to you? Another pause. Longer. At first, yes. The honesty hit harder than any lie could have. And now? Now it's complicated. Complicated how? She sat down across from me. For the first time since I'd known her, she looked tired. Really tired. Norman, you want me to tell you this is all fake? That I never cared about you? That would make it easier, wouldn't it? Is it fake? Some of it. The job, the uncle, the family emergency. That was all fake. What about us? What about this? I gestured around our apartment. Us is the problem. What does that mean? It means I wasn't supposed to care about you. It means you were supposed to be like the others. Easy. Predictable. But I wasn't. You were kind. You listened. You made me feel like I mattered for reasons that had nothing to do with what I could give you. So you do care about me? I love you, Norman. That's the truth. I love you more than I've ever loved anyone. But you're still lying to me. I'm still lying to you. Why? Because this is what I do. It's who I am. And I don't know how to be anyone else. You could try. Could I? Could I really? Norman, look at me. I'm 30 years old. I have no real job skills, no education beyond high school. I've been doing this for 5 years. It's all I know. I could help you. With what? Start over? Become someone respectable? Norman, I've taken money from dozens of men. I've lied to every single one. Even if I wanted to change, how do I come back from that? You start by being honest. With me. Right now. She was quiet for a long time. Then, what do you want to know? Everything. The truth about everything. Okay. She took a deep breath. My name really is Apsara. I'm really from Bangkok. But I'm not a banker. I've never worked at any bank. What do you do? I find lonely foreign men. Usually online, sometimes in person like with you. I become whatever they need me to be. Girlfriend, lover, future wife, whatever makes them feel special. And then I create emergencies. Family problems, medical bills, business opportunities, things that require money but aren't too expensive. Nothing that would make them suspicious. The uncle? There is no uncle. There was never an uncle. Each word was a physical blow. How much money have you taken from me? About 300,000 baht. The apartment deposit, the hospital money, food, clothes, travel. How much have you taken from the others? More. You were. Gentler about money. Less willing to be the big provider. Some of the others, they wanted to feel powerful. They'd give me everything I asked for. Why was I different? Because you loved me for who I was, not for what you could buy. That confused me. Is any of it real? Any of what we have? The feelings are real. The connection is real. But the foundation is lies. I looked at the photos again. Do you love them too? Bill, Robert, David? I thought I did, at the time. But looking back, no, I loved what they represented. Security, escape, a way out of poverty. And me? You, I love, despite what you represent. You make me want to be better than I am. But not enough to actually be better. Not enough to know how. I stood up from the table. I need some air. Norman, please don't go. Not like this. How else should I go? I don't know. But please don't leave me alone with this. You've been alone with this the whole time. I just didn't know it. I walked to the balcony, looked out at the river, the same view she'd shared with 3 other men. 4, counting me. Maybe more. Are you still seeing them? I called back to her. No. When I'm with someone, I'm only with them. Until you move on to the next one. Yes. When were you planning to move on from me? Long pause. I wasn't. That's the problem. What do you mean? I mean, I don't want to move on from you. I want to stay. I want to figure out how to make this real. It can't be real if it's built on lies. Then what do we do? I turned to look at her. She was crying, but not the dramatic tears I'd seen before. Quiet tears. Honest tears. I don't know, I said. I honestly don't know. I spent that night in a hotel. The same hotel where I'd stayed when I first arrived in Thailand. It felt like coming full circle. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those photos. Different faces, same poses, same locations, same lies. But I also saw her face when she admitted the truth. The exhaustion, the shame, the genuine pain when I walked away. At 6 in the morning, I made a decision. I was going back to the apartment, not to forgive her, not to continue the relationship, but to talk, to understand, to figure out how to move forward. The door was unlocked. That should have been my first clue. The apartment was empty. Not just empty of people, empty of everything. Furniture gone, clothes gone, the few personal items I'd brought from Scotland gone. Even the curtains had been taken down. I walked through each room in disbelief. The bedroom, where we'd made love. The kitchen, where she'd cooked for me. The balcony, where we'd watched sunsets. All of it stripped bare. There was a knock at the door. Knock, the landlord. Mr. Norman, I am sorry. Where is she? Gone. Left in night with truck. Took everything. Did she say where she was going? No, say nothing. Just give back key and go. What about the rent? The deposit? She say you no pay anymore. Building owner want apartment back. I paid for 3 months. She take money. You have receipt? Of course I didn't have a receipt. The money had been transferred to her account. Her name was on the lease. I'm sorry, Mr. Norman. You cannot stay here. I called her phone. Disconnected. I checked her social media accounts, the ones I'd finally found through James's contact. All deleted. She was gone. Completely gone. Like she'd never existed. I sat on the floor of our empty bedroom for hours. Not because I was heartbroken. I was. But because I was trying to understand what had just happened to my life. 6 months ago, I was a widowed retiree looking for somewhere warm to spend my remaining years. Now I was sitting on the floor of an empty apartment in Thailand, financially lighter and emotionally destroyed, trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't. The worst part wasn't the money. The worst part wasn't even the lies. The worst part was that I still loved her. Not the fake version of her, the real version. The tired, scared, confused woman who'd sat at my kitchen table and told me the truth. The one who said she loved me despite what I represented, not because of it. I understood now why she'd run. She'd shown me who she really was, and she couldn't handle waiting to see if I'd stay or go. So she made the choice for both of us. That evening, I called James. Norman, how did it go? She's gone. Gone where? Just gone. Apartment's empty. Phone disconnected, social media deleted. Jesus. I'm sorry, mate. James, can I ask you something? When you were showing me those photos yesterday, did any of the men look happy? What do you mean? In the pictures with her, did they look genuinely happy? Yes, actually. They all looked pretty smitten. Do you think she cared about them too? Norman, why does it matter? Because I need to know if I was special or if she's just that good at pretending. Does it change anything? It changes everything. If she's just a sociopath who can fake emotions, then I was an idiot. If she actually cared, then we're both victims of the same system. What system? The one that tells lonely old men they can buy love and desperate young women they have to sell it. James was quiet for a moment. That's a pretty mature way to look at it. I've had all day to think. What are you going to do now? I don't know. Go home, I suppose. Back to Scotland? Where else? But I didn't leave Thailand. Not yet. Something was keeping me there. Maybe it was hope that she'd come back. Maybe it was the need to understand what had happened to me. Or maybe it was because leaving felt like admitting she'd won. 6 months later, I'm still in Chiang Mai. Different apartment, smaller budget, but still here. I sit at the same cafe every morning. Not because I'm waiting for her. I stopped waiting after the first month. I sit here because this is where I learned what desperation looks like when it wears a beautiful face. I watch the other couples now, the foreign men my age, with their young Thai girlfriends. I try to guess which ones are real and which ones are business arrangements. It's harder than you'd think. Last week, I saw Bill, the Australian. He nodded at me from across the street. We didn't wave, we didn't speak. We just acknowledged each other with the tired recognition of men who'd been through the same war. I wonder sometimes about Robert and David, the other men in those photos. Are they still in Thailand? Did they go home broken? Did they find someone real, or just someone else who was better at pretending? James stops by my table sometimes. We don't talk about Apsara anymore. We talk about the weather, about visa runs, about the price of mangoes, normal expat conversations. You seem different, he said last Tuesday. Different how? Sadder, but calmer. Like you've figured something out. What do you think I've figured out? That it wasn't really about her. He was right. It wasn't about her. It was about me. About what I needed so desperately that I was willing to ignore every red flag, every inconsistency, every obvious lie. Margaret used to say I saw what I wanted to see. She meant it affectionately, but she wasn't wrong. I saw a successful banker who loved me for who I was. I saw a future where I wasn't just counting days until death. I saw someone who needed me as much as I needed her. I saw everything except what was actually happening. But here's the thing I've learned. Sitting in this cafe for 6 months, I don't hate her. I should. She took my money, lied to my face, disappeared in the night like a thief. She treated my emotions like a commodity and my trust like a renewable resource. But I don't hate her because I understand now what she was trying to survive. 30 years old in a country where women her age without family money have limited options. Smart enough to see the system, not educated enough to escape it. Beautiful enough to be valuable, not wealthy enough to be independent. She found a way to make men like me feel necessary while making herself financially secure. It's not moral, but it's not random cruelty either. It's survival with a smile. The real tragedy isn't that she lied to me. The real tragedy is that when she told me the truth, when she showed me who she really was beneath all the performance, I still loved her. And she ran because she didn't know how to be loved for her real self. I think about that sometimes. What would have happened if I'd said, "Okay, you've been lying to me for months, but I love you anyway. Let's figure out how to build something honest from here." Would she have stayed? Could we have made it work? I'll never know. But I suspect she ran not because she didn't love me, but because she loved me too much to keep lying and didn't know how to stop. A young couple walks past my table. Him, maybe 65, German accent, expensive watch. Her, maybe 25, designer purse, perfect makeup. They're holding hands, laughing at something on his phone. Maybe it's real. Maybe they found each other across cultures and generations and built something genuine. Maybe love doesn't always fit into neat categories of appropriate and inappropriate. Or maybe she's better at this than Apsara was. Maybe he's happier not knowing. Either way, they look content. That's something, I suppose. I finish my coffee and walk back to my small apartment. No river view, no modern kitchen, no balcony where I can pretend I'm building a life with someone. Just a bed, a desk, and a window that faces the street. But it's honest. The rent is what I pay, not what someone else pays on my behalf. The solitude is real, not performed. The sadness is mine, not borrowed or manipulated. I'm 71 now. I came to Thailand looking for warmth, for purpose, for someone to make me feel alive again. I found all of those things, just not in the way I expected. I don't check the street corners looking for her anymore. But I still notice women who look like her. Still wonder if she's somewhere in Thailand, starting over with someone new. Still hope she learned something from us, the way I learned something from her. I learned that loneliness makes you vulnerable to beautiful lies. I learned that desperation can look like love if you're not careful. I learned that sometimes the thing you think you need most is the thing that will destroy you. But I also learned that even fake love can teach you something about yourself. Even manufactured intimacy can show you what you're capable of feeling. Even a lie can point you toward a truth you weren't ready to see. I wasn't number 4 in her life. I wasn't even number 1. I was the 4th man who needed her to be something she wasn't so I could feel like someone I used to be. That's worse than being a number. That's being part of a system that destroys everyone it touches. But understanding that doesn't make me hate her. It makes me forgive both of us for not knowing how to love honestly when dishonesty felt so much safer. Tomorrow I'll sit at the same cafe, drink the same coffee, watch the same parade of couples trying to convince themselves they've found something real. And maybe, if I'm very lucky, I'll remember what it felt like to believe I had. That's enough. It has to be enough. Because the alternative is hating a woman who was just as lost as I was, just better at hiding it. And I'm too old, and too tired, and too grateful for what she taught me about myself to carry that kind of anger. She needed a sponsor. I needed to feel necessary. We gave each other exactly what we were looking for. The fact that it destroyed us both doesn't make it less true. It just makes it sadder.